And at the same time, there's another purpose to this. To say to any country that wants to challenge us in the future, don't bother. Because we're too strong and we're too big, and as an economic matter, it's not going to make sense for you to challenge us. It's very important to do that because that will assure, I believe, a much better situation with China, with Russia, and with a lot of other countries. The investment in our military is an investment in peace. Ronald Reagan understood that. George Washington understood that. Ronald Reagan understood that. People think of investment in the military as being an investment in war. It isn't. It's an investment in peace. The stronger your military, the more it is seen as strong and powerful, the less likely people are going to challenge you. And when they do challenge you, the easier it's going to be to deal with it with the least possible losses. I'd like to make one point about that because people look at Iraq in so many different ways, and the Democratic candidates are so down on Iraq, and some of them have had several different positions about it. I've had the same position about Iraq from day one to today. I believe Iraq was necessary. I believe that taking out Saddam Hussein was something that was necessary in dealing with the Islamic terrorist war against us. I think if we hadn't done it, I would ask people to consider how difficult it would be for us now with Iran having nuclear ambitions, which they may or may not have halted for a while, depending on your interpretation of the National Intelligence Estimate. But I just ask you to think, how much more complicated would it be with an Iran that is making noises about becoming armed as a nuclear power? What do you think Saddam Hussein would be doing? He would be attempting to become a nuclear power himself. And who knows if Gaddafi would have given up his weapons of mass destruction. So what our United States military achieved in Iraq, I just want to talk about part one for a minute. What they achieved in Iraq in deposing Saddam Hussein was a great victory for the United States of America and for the forces of peace and freedom. And they ought to be congratulated for it. They did it, I believe, in 23 days. And can you imagine the shock in Iran when we accomplished in 23 days what Iran couldn't accomplish in 8 years of war with Iraq? So we should say to our military that this was one of our greatest victories, and one that